I'm excited to welcome my guests into the studio. I'm just going to turn a few microphones on here so we're ready to go. I have White Room with me, and White Room is currently made up of three people, though you are a four-piece. So I've got Jake to my right playing five-piece. I've had the high five from everybody in the room. I've got Jake to my right on acoustic guitar. I have got Tristan, although we will be referring to him as T for the rest of the show, on my left, also with the acoustic guitar, and directly ahead, Jake, who sat behind the keyboards and is the lead singer. Jake and guys, welcome to the show. Tell us, is this your first radio show, isn't it?
Yeah. First one.
Well, I'm going to be dining out on this because I've been following your career, as you know, for a year or two now, and I'm a big fan. And this program and this station in particular is really dedicated to discovering new music, emerging artists, and giving a platform to people. So I'm really thrilled that you took the time and the trouble to come all the way up from Brighton to come and perform for us today. And we'll talk a little bit more about the band in detail in just a second, but I would love you to play a live track for us now. So, Jake, tell us a little bit about what this song is and what it's called.
This one's a newish one. It's called As You Please, and it's one that we sort of all wrote relatively together, and then I like this one. It's a good one. We recorded it recently, so hopefully we'll be releasing it as a full band track.
Great. Well, we will be talking more about the full band, the other two missing members, recording, gigging, touring. But in the meantime, let's have your first live performance.
Leave me to my good old ways. Cast a ship on foreign waves. Shake me or break me to my knees. Your distrust is frozen on forest leaves. 'Cause I'm broken and away. The words are spoken, but my ears don't shake. If I fall, then don't pick me up. Let me fester, let me erupt. I've broken all your boundaries. Love me or hate me, as you please. Cause I'm broken and away. The words are spoken, but my ears don't shake. Cause I'm broken and away. Your words are spoken, but my ears don't shake.
Right, I'm going to have to give you the clap, and you should all applaud as well. Make it sound like there's a big audience. And yes, fantastic. That was the amazing, the brilliant, the wonderful White Room there. And it's a real shame that I don't have a massive audience to share that with you. That was such a brilliant song. But I am joined now for a little bit of a chat with Jake, and the mighty T from White Room. Thank you so much, guys. First track, brilliant, perfect performance. I love that. Thank you so much. How long ago did you write that?
That one was probably about half a year ago. Something about that. Yeah.
When we wrote it as a sidetrack when we were recording.
Sorry, I get too much reverb there. You wrote that when you were recording?
When we were recording, which song was it? I think.
Oh yeah, we're doing
Delay.
We got a video out at the moment. For a track called Delay, and while we were up at the studio recording that, we recorded like a rough idea of that track as a full band, but we want to go back again and redo it, release it.
Right, because you've been playing it a little bit while now. And
we've been playing it. We've been playing it at most gigs recently. So but it's kind of almost become a kind of vital part of our set, really.
Yeah. Well, it's a great song. I can see why.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just rewind a little bit. You're a young band. If you don't mind revealing, your average age-ish?
All 18.
18.
19.
So,
19.
So, very young band, sounding great already, but you've been together for a little while now, and I know this is you had a different name for this. Jacob, when did you first all get together?
Well, we've kind of all known each other for a really long time. Yeah, I'd say kind of going back kind of 9-10 years old almost. We've always been kind of interested in music, really, and it just so happened that we kind of all came together at such an early age, and just kind of loved playing music together. The bass guitarist we met later on because he was Tristan's cousin, who's the drummer.
Right.
They're really good friends, and that's how we met him. And Henry, obviously, the drummer, so cousins with Tristan, and that's it just all came together nicely, really. We just had such a kind of passion for music at such a young age, and
we were all like playing together back in like year 4 and that, but as White Room we've been together for just over a year and a half now.
Okay, and so T, you're playing guitar here. Do you normally play electric or acoustic in the band?
I normally play the electric guitar. I have a Strat and a Hofner.
Strat and a Hofner. So I'm going to ask you a bit about your musical influences. So, just who when you were growing up, who kind of inspired you to want to pick the guitar up and make music?
Probably the first band that I started listening to religiously was Nirvana.
All right, okay.
I got the best of Nirvana for Christmas, probably when I was about 9.
What a great gift.
Oh, yes.
Great gift. Forget the socks, forget the boxes of chocolates.
No.
Nirvana, best of. There you go.
So that was a good buy from my older brother, so thank you very much, Alistair.
Yes, good call. Jacob, what about you?
I don't know. Well, kind of earliest memories playing guitar. I don't know. It would have been kind of cheesy covers, really. But I don't know. I kind of mainly through guitar, I got kind of influenced by people like John Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers,
right.
And then kind of later on, I'd say kind of more Stone Roses and kind of much more interested in kind of the British scene as I kind of progressed as a guitarist.
Right.
People like John Squire and
Okay, so there's a slightly kind of West Coast American grunge influence in one part of the band, some kind of Brit poppy kind of stuff going on, indie pop. What about you, Jake? Growing up?
Well, like when I was young, I was all about like the Kinks, really.
Ah, what a great
they
band!
Were my band, like, and I loved the Flaming Lips from a young age as well, which was a weird one. I remember going up in the car all the time with my mum listening to that album, and like Tristan said, Nirvana. But like for me, Stone Roses now are my.
The Stone Roses. Did you go and see the concerts? The
I missed
concerts?
it. I missed it. I couldn't go. I was gutted. I didn't get a ticket.
Yeah, I didn't get one either. And
yeah.
And do you know what? It was one of those events, wasn't it, over here, where everyone was really excited, but I don't think anyone knew what to expect. It had been a long time coming, hadn't it? And when they just smashed it, didn't they? Everyone I spoke to went and saw it. Just said it was an amazing concert.
Instead of going to the gigs, Jake got a large lemon tattooed onto his chest. You can see it there.
Is that true?
Through the shirt.
Yeah,
yes.
Really? Yeah. Mike, it is true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching live on the radio, just imagine a lemon sliced open, right, on its side so that you can kind of see the heart of it. Well, that is dedication, absolutely. Madman. Okay, so the guys, you've known each other probably nearly 10 years now, 9 or 10 years.
About that.
Yeah. When you first started working together as a band, obviously you were really young. Were you just doing covers, or did you start by writing stuff? T, what was the? Were you?
Oh, really, really young, in about year 4 or 5, I remember doing a few covers. Do you remember what specifically they were, Jake?
We did a couple. We did a few Arctic Monkeys.
Of course.
I think every band our age has done an Arctic Monkeys cover. Yeah.
A couple. I reckon we did. Yeah, we did Nirvana. Everyone's done Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I remember we did Nickelback Rockstar once.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course, that's a great song. Well, one day maybe Nickelback will return the favour and do a cover of one of your songs.
I hope not.
Okay, moving swiftly on there. So, in the last year, since kind of changing your name to White Room, things have started to accelerate quite quickly for you guys, haven't they? You've done some amazing shows, and you've actually got a lot of people well established in the industry coming on board to support you. Jake, tell us a little bit about how that all came about.
Well, basically, we've been, for the last, I'd say about a year now, we've been working with Paul Weller. And, yeah, I mean, that all came about. My brother just walked into a shop one day, and he happened to be in there, and then they started talking, and then showed him some of our stuff. And he just said, get them up to the studio, and that. He's got a nice studio up in Woking.
I'm sure he does.
So we've been going back and forth from there, really doing some stuff with him, sending demos over. But he's been huge help, and it's been great just in the studio.
This is kind of like dream stuff, isn't it? You know, at bands, you kind of think, oh yeah, one day I kind of bump into someone really famous, and I'll say, you know, I'm in a band, or I know someone in the band, and they'll get interested and it'll take off. But actually, that really happened. Completely spontaneous, random moments. Paul Weller is obviously one of the most influential and successful British songwriters and musicians. So for him to take you under his wing and help out is a great compliment to you. What was the first track you recorded with him?
We did. We went up with a few, and we were originally thinking about doing an EP when we first went up, but we decided that we'd rather do a single and just spend 3 days just working really hard on that one. So we did a track called Back Again.
Okay.
So that was the first White Room single as such. So that's got a video up on YouTube and stuff. So just White Room Back Again.
Okay.
And sure enough, it'll come up.
Did Paul have any involvement in the production of that?
Yeah. He had a fair amount of production to it. He was doing he's just always around and everything, just making sure that just things were flowing and everything, and yeah, it was really good fun. Good working with him, really good.
I think we were recording a kind of rough demo of the track, and this was on the second day, and Paul hadn't arrived yet, and he kind of we're all kind of recording, thinking he might turn up any minute. We're halfway through a song, and then he walks into the mixing desk, and so I think our rhythm set, James and Henry, they could see him. But we had no idea, and so we were still playing. And then Charles, the producer there, he kind of pressed the button and was like, "Oh, do you guys want to come and listen?" And then we're like, "Oh yeah, sure." And we all walk in, and then Paul's just there. It was the first time we see him, and then that was
such a surreal moment.
Yeah.
Wow. So T, were you nervous before you went in? Because this is quite a thing, isn't it, to go from completely unknown to working in Paul Weller's studio?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then going up, because we supported him as well. That was also very surreal, going up to support him at Warwick Castle.
So you did a live show opening for Paul Weller.
We did indeed. Probably one of the biggest. Well, not probably. It definitely is one of the biggest gigs we've ever played. There were about 7,000 people in the audience.
Wow. How did that go?
Oh, it was great.
It was just the whole thing, the whole day. It just felt crazy. I mean, we kind of went into the backstage area, parked up, and suddenly there were about 20 roadies greeting us with kind of, "Oh yeah, and we'll take your stuff." And you're like, "You sure? Really?"
Roadies, help.
No, but the whole day was just unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk more about that in just a moment. What I'd like to do now is play we're going to have a missing masterpiece moment. And the way this works is I ask all of my guests, I ask all of my guests, rather, to come up with one or two songs that they really love and that they think that the general public might not have heard so much of or not heard for a long time. And the reason that I played the Bohemian Rhapsody, not Bohemian Rhapsody, Bohemian Like You by the Dandy Warhols earlier, is because they featured in a documentary called Dig. And that was an award-winning documentary directed by a guy called Andy Timoner. Andy Timoner? Anyway, it starred two bands, the Dandy Warhols and the Brian Jonestown Massacre. And it really documented their love-hate relationship as one band, the Dandy Warhols, became super famous and the Brian Jonestown Massacre didn't get so massively famous. I haven't seen the documentary. I'm going to go and see it now. But you've chosen the Brian Jonestown Massacre song. Tell us, Jacob, a little bit about this song. It's When Jokers Attack is the one I'm going to play.
Right, yeah. Well, we all kind of started listening to the Brian Jonestown Massacre. I think we all knew them for about 2 years, but I'd say since kind of last year, that was when we really kind of started listening to them as a band. And it's great when you kind of talk about it and listen together as kind of a five-piece, because you can kind of bounce opinions off each other. Personally, it kind of changed me as a guitarist. It kind of, because all the kind of guitar, the kind of riffs you hear, it's kind of simple. It's just so simple. Like but it's just kind of so melodic, and the guitar players, they're not really thinking about kind of, let's kind of shred a solo. They're thinking actually what sounds good,
right?
As opposed to kind of what you can do with a piece of wood in your hands, like, yeah. Okay,
well, let's listen to When Jokers Attack by the Brian Jonestown Massacre, and hear some of these guitar influences that change the way Jacob plays. I enjoyed that. That was the Brian Jonestown Massacre, and a very cool song. Well, I'm going to go into the next degree of celebration, and whilst I do that, I'm going to ask Tristan T, as I must remember to call him, to get himself in guitar playing position and get everyone to do for us now. We're going to, actually, somebody's just coming into the studio. It doesn't matter. Let's, before we start this, we've got some more guests joining us in the studio. Come on in, and we'll have, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to play, we're going to do my competition whilst they come in and get themselves set up. So let's go to the competition. Back to the Future. Yes, those of you who know this show very well also will know that I have a competition I do every week. It's called Back to the Future. I take a song from the past, and we take a snippet of it, a very famous song. We turn it around, we play it backwards in the future, and you just have to tell us what it is. So I'm going to play it for you right now. See if you can work out what this is. This is a really... No answering in the studio. Do you know it? Hands up if you know it. You've got an idea. Sorry, I haven't got your mics up. You've got an idea of what it is, but you don't know. Well, let's go. I'm going to play it again. Here we go. This is again. Have another listen. See if you know what this is. If you know what that is, send a tweet to @Soho Radio, and if you're right, well done. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So that was Back to the Future. Right, we're back to our live music. Clay has just joined us in the studio. She has been battling traffic to get to us, stuck on the M25, but we're really thrilled she's here. Just give us, we've got a load of mics open now. Shout hello, Clay. Hi. She's here, that's true. Right, we're going to do another live song with White Room, and just as Clay arrived, I was asking Jake what the name of the song was, and then we all got distracted. So what was the name of the song?
This one's called Control.
Control. Okay, guys. White Room, Control. Take it away.
You were young, your eyes were wide, but it seems now you've forgotten. Is it time for you to call it done? Well, you want to, but not stopping. Lost control of half the time. Look and see what you've become. You're a victim to your oldest crime, lost control. Now you're done. You can push away the people, you can turn away and run. You'll never change your sequel from the life you left for fun. Lost control of half the time, look and see what you've become. You're a victim to your oldest crime, lost control. Now you're done. Is this the way we used to go? You used to sand, you lost on snow. Is this the way you lost your soul? You lost your heart, you lost control. Is this the way we used to go? You used to sand, you lost on snow. Is this the way we used to go? You lost your heart, you lost control. You lost control. Is this the way you used to go? Oh, you used to sand, you lost on snow. Is this the way you lost your soul? Oh, you lost your heart, you lost control. Lost control. Is this the way you lost your goal? You lost your heart, you lost control.
Yes, it's the Tony Moore Show, the Tony Moore Musical Emporium here on Soho Radio. That was an amazing performance from the guys. Jake, where is your microphone gone there? Jake, you have a powerful voice. You almost blew the studio up there at one point. If you were listening at home and heard a bit of an overload, that's the power of this young man's voice. But I love these songs. You have a unique sound, and it's really great to have you here. So thank you very much for joining us. Let me see if I've got all the mics in the right place. Today's show is far more eclectic than it normally is. We're normally pretty eclectic. But before I say goodbye to the guys, although they're going to stick around a little while for the second hour as well, but we're going to talk mainly with Clay, let's find out a bit more about where the general public can keep up to date with you. So starting with you, Jake, tell us, what's your website address?
We don't have a website.
Oh, okay. That shot me down in flames there. We just... no website.
But
okay.
Yeah, you can find us on like usual social media stuff, so like Twitter, SoundCloud, Facebook,
Okay.
YouTube, all of that. So main ones just Twitter's White Room HQ. Facebook's a weird one at the moment because we're still in the process of changing pages and everything from the old name. But if you type in facebook.com whiteroomhq as the URL, then that will come up fine.
Okay.
And same with YouTube. Everything's just White Room HQ really.
So White Room HQ to find out more about the guys. And do you have any gigs coming up?
Yeah, we got a few coming up late November and December as well, and we got a couple acoustic ones coming up too. So
you're originally from Brighton, but have you got some London shows coming up?
Yeah, the majority of our shows coming up are in London. I think we got one on the 6th of November, which is for Centrepoint.
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
So I think that's in Shoreditch, I think it's called Truman Brewery.
Yep, Truman Brewery, Brick Lane. Yep.
Brick Lane, yeah. And then one on the 22nd of November at this place called the Amersham Arms.
Oh, yeah, in New Cross.
New Cross, yeah. Yeah, we played there before about a month and a half ago. Yeah,
Good
no, it was
stuff.
a good venue.
All right, if you're listening anywhere in the world, check the band out online, and if you're anywhere near London, come and see one of the shows. They are brilliant. They're going to be massive. This was their first radio show. I get to tick that box.